Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the June 14, 2022, 2022, regular meeting. Need a motion to return to open session, please. Holly? Second. Thank you, Brian. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Before we stand for the pledge, just want to let everybody know Mrs. Downs is in the hospital. She's taking ill, but she's doing okay. She's in good spirits. So I'm sure she's watching us now. So just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Mr. O'Hara, if you can lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So at this point, we're going to recognize the retirees. Lisa, if you would go ahead and read them off, please.
Okay, we have quite a list of retirees to go through tonight. There are 18. So I'm going to read shortened versions of the proclamations. And if you would all please hold your applause until the end. At the end, if you are here and I've called your name, please line up along the wall. We're going to take a group picture and give you your certificate. Okay? Number 1, whereas Deborah Barron, Special Education Aide, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 10 years of service. Deborah is a caring special education aide. She is a valued member of the team who comes to work every day with a smile on her face. She is knowledgeable, respectful, and professional. She's a hard worker and conveys genuine enthusiasm in the classroom. Number 2, Denise Bowden, Administrative Assistant, will retire on June 28, 2022, after completing 11 years of service. Denise is professional, detail-oriented, and knowledgeable. She is always willing to go above and beyond. She has a positive attitude and is a pleasure to work with. She has been an invaluable resource to the district. Valerie Brown, School Bus Monitor, will retire on June 24, 2022, after completing 23 years of service. Valerie is always willing to lend a helping hand, especially to drivers that are new to the route. It is evident every day the attention she pays to the safety of our students. She has great student management skills on the bus. She is responsive to her students' needs and always respectful. Ruth Ann Budd, Teaching Assistant, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 24 years of service. Ruth Ann demonstrates fairness, consistency, and patience in the classroom. She has excellent communication and time management skills. She is always willing to go above and beyond for her students and the school. She is influential in supporting student learning and student management and promotes a positive classroom environment. Stephen Conforti, Custodial Worker 1, will retire on June 29, 2022, after completing 14 years of service. Stephen is conscientious and hardworking. He is a team player and is always willing to help when needed. He has good problem solving and management skills. His attention to building maintenance benefits all our students and staff. Janice Ellis Smith, elementary teacher, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 23 years of service. Janice is engaging in the classroom and creating an environment in which all students are valued and appreciated. She is knowledgeable, respectful, and professional. She's a hard worker and conveys genuine enthusiasm in the classroom. Rita Maloney, elementary specialist, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 32 years of service. Rita's attention to detail and pre-planning led to a classroom that goes well beyond standard expectations. She has excellent classroom management and communication skills. She is positive and proactive in a caring, structured environment, and her classroom is always a true learning laboratory where students are encouraged to think like leaders, scientists, mathematicians, etc. Matthew Mormon, science teacher, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 27 years of service. Matthew has excellent classroom management and communication skills. He is respectful, caring, and engaging in the classroom. He is knowledgeable and professional, and his enthusiasm in the classroom is contagious. Virginia Maples, Senior Office Assistant, retired on June 29, 2022, after completing 16 years of dedicated service. Virginia has a positive attitude, is a pleasure to work with, and is always ready to go above and beyond. Her work ethic, professionalism, dedication, and knowledge are exemplary. She has been an invaluable resource to the district. Kathleen Pettit, elementary teacher, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 29 years of service. Kathleen is engaging, positive, and knowledgeable. She has great classroom management skills and has created a classroom environment that encourages growth through education and exploration where her students accept and support one another. Nancy Rayner, School District Treasurer, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 16 years of service. Nancy has been professional, detail-oriented, and knowledgeable. She is always willing to go above and beyond. Her work ethic, dedication, and knowledge are exemplary, and she has been an invaluable resource to the district. Deborah Rogers, Principal, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 18 years of service. During her tenure as principal of Phillips Avenue School, her students learned that they are not perfect, that nobody is perfect, and even Ms. Rogers is not perfect. She supported her students in learning to make their voices be heard, and they learned how to be safe, respectful, and responsible. Deborah opened her heart to the community. She created the Phillips Avenue Food Pantry, welcomed the community every Thanksgiving Eve through the annual pancake breakfast, and brought joy and excitement to her students each holiday season as she celebrated with them peace and goodwill. She made Phillips Avenue School the nucleus of the community. Deborah served as an excellent example to her staff members, inspiring them with her tireless advocacy to keep the best interests of her students in the forefront. Under her leadership, the students, staff, and community understood the true meaning of positivity. Shelley Sankton, science teacher, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 17 years of service. Shelley is an outstanding employee. She goes above and beyond every day. She is knowledgeable, respectful, and professional. She's a hard worker and conveys genuine enthusiasm in the classroom. Lisa Talmadge, music teacher, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 31 years of service. Lisa is knowledgeable, engaging, and passionate in the classroom. She's always willing to go above and beyond for her students. She is genuinely enthusiastic about her work and promotes a positive and respectful classroom environment. Mary Trent, food service worker, will retire on June 24th, 2022, after completing 13 years of service. Mary is an outstanding employee. She goes above and beyond every day. She loves working with the kids and is always ready to help out in any way she can. Mary Trojanowski, teaching assistant, will retire on June 30th, 2022, after completing 25 years of service. Mary goes above and beyond for the students. She's consistent, hardworking, and dedicated. She has excellent time management and communication skills and provides motivation and sensitivity to her students on a daily basis. Reese Walters, maintenance mechanic 3, will retire on April 27, 2022, after completing 24 years of service. Reese has been valuable to the team with both knowledge of the rules, regulations, and codes, and hands-on skills. He is conscientious and hardworking and has been a reliable and dependable employee. Michael Zorovich, school bus driver, will retire on June 30th, 2020, after completing 12 years of service. Michael started as a cafeteria driver with the food service department, then transferred to the transportation department as a school bus driver. He is a valued member of the team who comes to work each day with a smile on his face. He has been a role model and mentor to his coworkers, and he has been a great asset to the students and staff. Whereas all of the retirees have been reliable and dependable employees, the Riverhead School District appreciates their years of dedication. They will be greatly missed. And now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education that having accepted the resignations of the employees for retirement purposes, and be it further resolved that the Board of Education takes great pleasure in recognizing the retirees and herewith expresses its sincere gratitude for the invaluable effort and work they have done for the Riverhead Central School District. And be it further resolved that these resolutions be spread upon the permanent minutes of the board and that copies be sent to all the retirees to share with their families.
So if all the retirees would come up front, we'd like to get a picture, please.
The light on. I think the light's on. I know. He's gonna try to add some lights. Look at me,
All right, once again, congratulations to all the retirees. Moving forward, we're going to have public comment on agenda items. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes, please. Anybody from the public have any comment?
Can I comment on the retirements?
Yes.
Thank you. Kathy Bresney, Riverhead, New York. I just want to say that tonight, Rita Maloney was a wonderful teacher. She, all those years at Roanoke Avenue School, all the parents were happy. I was a parent. I was co-president for many of those years. Rita was truly an inspirational teacher to her first grade students, as well as all the students in the building. And I wish her a happy retirement. And Deb Rogers, I had the pleasure of being on the Board of Education and actually voting her in as the principal of Roanoke Avenue School, the best investment Riverhead ever made. She filled the shoes of Dr. Brown with exceedingly well. And she came in with her thoughts and her ideas, and she just fit in like an old shoe. You know, she just came in and she just warm and receptive, and she knew that she wasn't done, and that was okay. But you know what? We were really tough parents because we wanted the best for Rona, and we did get the best. We got Deb Rogers. So I just wanted to say that as well. And also, Mary Ann Trojanowski was a teacher's aide all those years, and I can't believe that they have 32 years, 18 years, and 25 years. And here I am as a member of this community for 47 years, and I've had the best life as being a Roanoke Avenue parent and Roanoke Avenue School being a Blue Ribbon school. I've lived through the highlights and the bylights, and it's been an amazing ride with amazing teachers, amazing principal. And I just want you to know there are many, many that have retired. And I hope the legacy continues. I hope that we only strive for the best, the biggest and the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers, for your kind words.
Hi, how are you? My name is Kathleen McClure. I'm an Aquabog resident and parent. I just want to thank you. I know you're going to take a look at our region's grades policy. As you know, many students have had to quarantine this year for multiple times. Many teachers have been absent for the same reason because of new COVID variants. Last year, because of the unique logistics of this district, our students were not able to return to full-time instruction the same way that many neighboring districts did. Our students have dealt with COVID, a defeated budget, and some painfully public scandals. Research has proven that our students are experiencing unprecedented levels of learning loss, anxiety, and depression. We have spoken so much about the need to support our students and have aimed so many of our resources at bolstering their social and emotional learning. NYSED directed districts to adopt a do no harm policy this year in relation to Regent scores. The vast majority of our surrounding districts have done just that, and our students deserve no less consideration. NYSED pulled the U.S. history and government regents a few weeks ago in light of the tragic events in Buffalo, which I think speaks to the inherent bias and flaws within the exams themselves. Now it's time to prove to our students that which we have preached. Our students are more than a test score. Their learning takes place in the classroom, imparted and measured by the teachers in whom we place our trust. Let their grades in a class reflect the entire body of work across the school year, rather than a 3-hour exam administered under incredibly difficult circumstances. I urge you to adopt the do no harm policy provision for Regents exams this year. I urge you to prove to our students and our families that our primary concern is bolstering our children's emotional well-being, not having them suffer the punitive effects of an arbitrary exam after years of interrupted learning. I urge you to prove to parents like myself that our concerns are being heard and that you as a board are indeed here to do no harm. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any consent agenda comments? Just moving forward, there's going to be another public session comment section. This is just for consent agenda.
Right, okay.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Mr. Ryan.
Oh, go ahead. She just wanted. All right. Okay. We just wanted really just to thank Mrs. Rogers for her dedication. She will not ever be replaced. Her shoes will never be filled. Her job is 24/7, 365. And it's a shame that she's leaving us, but I'm so happy for her because she's such a great person and she deserves this retirement and to ride off on her motorcycle. But she will truly, truly be missed. I just wanted to say that Dr. Hudson, who's coming into our new school, we hope to see you soon. We haven't seen you yet, and I was told to give you a pass. But in spirit of Mrs. Rogers and all of us at Phillips Avenue, we have a short time left, and we need to see you at that school. You have some enormous shoes to fill. That is a lifelong job that you're accepting, and you're filling
a woman that just dedicated her entire life to that school. We at Phillips Avenue love her so much. We care about her. We hope she has the best. And we always want what's best for Phillips Avenue. We've had it for so many years, and that will continue because we are always watching. And thank you, Mrs. Rogers, and we love you.
Lisa, do we have any comments? No? Anybody else from the public on consent agenda item? Not seeing any, we'll move to the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Before we go into our presentations, I did just want to recognize that June is Caribbean American Heritage Month and LGBTQ plus Pride Month as well. So we did want to recognize those for the month of June. We will now begin with our Blue Wave Recognition Appreciation Ceremony. We'll begin for April and for May. And at this time, I will ask Dr. Turner and Mr. Bowski to come up and begin the presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Twintori. So this is our last presentation for this school year, and we'd like to thank the faculty and staff for their continued support of our Blue Waves Recognition and Appreciation Initiative. We'd like to thank Dr. Twintori and the Board of Education as well for your support of this program. So that being said, we'd like to begin with the award recipients for the month of April. So as we call your name, please join us on the side. I think we're going to be on the side to the left. Okay, so our first honoree is Gary Carlson. So Gary, this is what your colleagues shared about you. Gary is always looking for new ways to improve life for our students here at Aquabog. We love the letters he leaves for our writers in the hallway, and the way he's always up for hearing about what people are doing in their classrooms, and we appreciate him as an administrator and as a colleague. So thank you and congratulations. Our second award recipient tonight is Crystal Crespo. Okay, Crystal, so your colleagues have shared this sentiment. She always goes above and beyond, and she just worked so hard on the High School Musical pick for SpongeBob. So thank you, Crystal, for making that a very special memory for our students and our families.
Okay, good evening, everyone. The next recipient we have is from the CSEA, Christine Block, our cook at Pulaski. And Christine's colleague said Christine is a dedicated employee. She does a great job feeding the students at Pulaski. She is hardworking, dependable employee who puts the students first. Christine has a positive outlook and is always willing to help her colleagues. Christine is an asset to the Riverhead Central School District. Next CSE employee recognized from our transportation department, Cassandra Weston. Each morning, Ms. Weston brings our children who ride Route 50 to school with so much positive momentum thanks to the great job she does. Each child has a connection with her that is evident as they exit the bus, as they are spoken to by name and encouraged to make the most of their day at Aquabog. Ms. Weston's smile to each child reminds them all that they are cared for, and that from the moment they are picked up in the morning, they have a champion rooting heart for them all the time. Okay, next we have our food service director, Mr. Keith Graham. Keith is a pleasure to work with. He's a great supervisor. He always goes above and beyond. He puts the students first. And he is also the recipient of our Scope Award for Support Staff Member of the Year this year. Congratulations, Steve. And our last recipient for April is Willie Austin from Security. Okay, Willie has an exceptional work ethic, professional demeanor. Mr. Austin has and always shown that he is a dedicated professional. He has displayed his commitment to the district through his work as a lead guard, offering training and support to his colleagues, despite the many obstacles and in the face of adversity since being elevated to lead guard. His professional demeanor and example has been well received by students and staff alike, as well as being an exceptional role model for both security employees, faculty, staff, and students. Mr. Austin is an employee who exemplifies what it is to be a Blue Wave, proud of his district and dedicated to its success. Thank you.
And your certificates will be sent over to you. We need the board president to sign. So once that's complete, we'll send those over to you. Okay, so we'll move on to Meg, since you, well, you look so good standing there. I thought you'd stay, but okay, have a seat. Thank you. Okay, so for May, our first award recipient is Janine Campbell, Assistant Principal of Riverhead Middle School. And Janine will be beginning as our Director of STEM as of July 1st. So congratulations, Janine, on that accomplishment. Janine is an effective leader. She's a team player. She understands our students' population and is empathetic towards all students. Janine is an asset to the Riverhead Central School District. She has an amazing work ethic and goes above and beyond to service our students and to be a team player among staff. She is fair and approachable and does everything in her power to handle situations in a way that is fair and just. She respects and empowers staff and has a strong sense of professionalism. Thank you, Janine. So our next award recipient is Jen Simone. Jen is a first grade teacher at the Bug School and the elementary vice president of the FCFA. Is that your official title, Jen? Okay, so Jen, your colleagues have this to say about you. Jen works very hard with her first graders, and she helps our CFA members with all of their needs. Jen works day and night, and we did receive that firsthand from your husband, who is one of the people who nominated you, and he says he's not biased, and you deserve this award very much so. So congratulations.
Okay, our next recipient is also from the Transportation Department, Melissa Dutton. Melissa is a wonderful school bus monitor. She has been with the district for over 20 years. I have known her for 10 of those years. She has always had excellent attendance and is very dependable. She has a special relationship with her students. She works with all of her students and is excellent with them. I've had parents call in the past to ask what happened to her if she was off for the day, which is very rare, because they were concerned since she is always there and takes such good care of her students. From Buildings and Grounds Department, we have Bill Costello, a Roanoke head custodian. He is so helpful to our student council and always willing to help so that the children have wonderful memories and experiences. He helps us take down and put up our flyers, collects boxes for us, has spent his own money to buy materials for student council. He even bought things for the children to play outside with that recess when the kids had to be split due to COVID. He helps us organize island harvest distributions by counting how many bags each floor needs and separating it onto carts for the students so that they have easy distribution. Aside from student council, he always goes above and beyond to help the teachers when they ask. He is a great asset to our school. And our final recipient of this evening is Daniela Bennett, the office assistant principal. And Daniela is key to the everyday functioning of the school. She is an extremely efficient, organized, and knowledgeable. She is reliable and always there to help with any situation. Daniela goes above and beyond for the teachers, staff, and students. No matter the request, she is willing to help and does it with a smile. She is a go-to person for staff and students if she does not know the answer to the question. She is able to direct us to who can or work with us to solve it together. She is dedicated to the school and the students. Congratulations, Daniela.
And so this program was established to celebrate and recognize our Riverhead Central School District African staff members who go above and beyond, and their dedication and passion is highly commendable. So we look forward to continuing this program in the fall. Thank you.
Okay, as we move on to our next presentation, I did want to share that when I came on board and I met with Board of Education, one item that they were extremely interested in the creation of a 5-year plan. So this year we have worked to create a strategic plan for the next 5 years, called Thrive in 5, a blue wave presentation. And I do want to share that it was such a pleasure in working with the various committee members. We really were able to get such great input as we are looking to see the direction that the district is going over the next 5 years. So we are very, very pleased to be able to present it tonight and to answer any board member questions regarding the strategic plan, and then the board will have the opportunity to vote on the plan later this evening. So with that, I will turn it back over to Dr. Turner to begin the presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Sinitori. I'd like to invite Daniel Estrada and Judy Campbell to the podium to join me in the presentation tonight. And so, as you can see on the screen, these are the committee members, and I concur with Dr. Sinitori. It was an absolute pleasure to work with this team to establish our 5-year plan. I thank Dr. Sinitori and the Board of Education for entrusting me to lead this charge. So if there are any committee members in the audience, I invite you to stand so that you can be recognized for the work that you have done with us. Thank you. So I think we're moving to the next slide, if you don't mind.
Oh, it's next to you.
Oh, I'm moving to the next slide. Thank you. Okay. All right. So part of establishing a 5-year plan required our committee to establish a new vision and a new mission for the Riverhead Central School District. And so, as you can see, our new vision is inspiring students to become adaptable, resilient, and successful contributors to an ever-changing world. And our new mission statement is, in partnership with our community, we empower students to reach their highest potential for social, emotional, and academic success. So in creating a 5-year plan, the team was charged with coming up with district beliefs and district goals. So here you can see the beliefs that the committee established together. We believe that all members of our school community deserve respect. We believe that decisions must be made in the best interest of each child. We believe that positive relationships are the key to student success. We believe that all students are entitled to a rich, challenging curriculum in a safe, nurturing educational environment. We believe that all students deserve to be educated by innovative, dedicated, and caring educators. We believe that access to resources that support positive student outcomes must be provided. We believe that clear, consistent communication and transparency is integral to our school community's success. And now I'd like to share with you the district goals that the committee established together. There are 5 goals within the 5-year plan. The first one is student academic success to increase student growth and achievement. Second one is school district culture to build and nurture a safe, secure, trusting, and respectful learning environment for students, staff, and families. Our third goal is family and community engagement to expand family, community engagement, and connections across the district. Goal number 4 is around social emotional support to enhance social emotional support, learning, and well-being for students and staff. And our last goal was around facilities, to improve facilities to support student learning. And so now I think Janine Campbell will share with you our next few slides. So thank you for representing the community.
Thank you, Dr. Kerner. Good evening. Before I begin my section, I can't reiterate enough Dr. Kerner's sentiments regarding serving on this committee. It was not only an honor and privilege, but really, really great being able to work with community members and other staff members in order to create this plan. So we're really excited for this, and thank you for this opportunity. The next goal I'd like to present is about student academic success, specifically increasing student growth and achievement. The objectives are aligning K-12 skill building within the current curriculum vertically and horizontally, district-wide, fully implementing and monitoring the MTSS academic focus across all grades, expanding and strengthening a full continuum of services for both K-12 ENL students, as well as our K-12 students with disabilities, and lastly, creating new and expand existing academic enrichment programs and opportunities. Our next goal speaks to school district culture, to build and nurture a safe, secure, trusting, and respectful learning environment for students, staff, and families. The objectives are to establish, implement, and monitor a tiered discipline strategy and practice approach as a supplement to our current existing strategies and approaches that we have, and create and implement a systemic, encompassing both district, school, and classroom, stakeholder-driven plan for enhancing a positive school climate. I'm going to turn this now over to Mr. Schwab. Oh, one more, sorry. And lastly, for me, family and community engagement, to expand family and community engagement and connections across the district. The objectives are to establish and implement best practices for communication on all district, school, and classroom levels, and to expand the number and variety of building and district-wide events for schools and families. And now, Daniel Estrada.
Good evening, Daniel Estrada, Elementary Specialist at Phillips Avenue. The next goal is around social emotional support. The goal is to enhance social emotional support, learning, and well-being for all students and staff. The objectives in this is to fully implement a research-based approach to enhance social emotional learning across classrooms, schools, the district, and community. Second objective is to fully implement and monitor our MTSS, which is our multi-tier systems of support, behavioral focus across all grades K-12. And our last goal is around facilities. The goal is to improve facilities to support student learning. Our objectives are to implement innovative, inspirational, stakeholder-driven suggestions to make our facilities inviting and more conducive to learning, as well as create, implement, and monitor a comprehensive plan for preventative maintenance and upkeep. And last but not least, this is just a visual schema of the actual plan. Here you can see across our mission, our vision, our beliefs, our district beliefs, our strategic plans, and our action plan. Once again, our mission is in partnership with our community. We empower students to reach their highest potential for social, emotional, and academic success. Our vision is is inspiring students to become adaptable, resilient, and successful contributors to an ever-changing world. Our district beliefs are: we believe that all members of our school community deserve respect. We believe decisions must be made in the best interest of our students. We believe positive relationships are key to student success. We believe all students are entitled to a rich, challenging curriculum in a safe, nurturing educational environment. We believe that all students deserve to be educated by innovative, dedicated, and caring educators. We believe that access to resources that support positive student outcomes must be provided. And lastly, we believe that clear, consistent communication and transparency is integral to our school community success. You see our 5 goals, which we presented. And last but not least is our action plan. Within each of the action plans, there are indicators of success. There are actions to achieve these goals. There are those who are responsible for these goals and a timeline of when we would like to achieve these goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Denise. And just so, again, just to reiterate, the committee is made up of a variety of stakeholders: administrators, teachers, community members, there's a student member, central office, security. So it's wonderful experience. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Hi. Yes, there's 2 things I was looking for in our 5-year plan that I don't see addressed. Specifically, increasing our graduation rate, and secondly, dealing with how we're going to expand our buildings to deal with our population, because an expansion is definitely needed. So, Mr. Dorr, basically, incorporated into the plan, we do anticipating and do want to see graduation rate increase. The best way for that to happen is the MTSS plan implementation as a part of it. So we are looking, once we present that to the board for adoption over the summer, we will then be sharing that out with our team, who will be looking at the academic and behavioral interventions needed with the tiered support to be able to achieve that together to where we need to get. So certainly, as we talk about the academic support, the goal is to improve the graduation rate. That's certainly a factor of that. And as we talk about the physical plan, that we do need to take a look at the additional ways in which we could provide more classroom space. As we are in transition for the move that district office now is at 814 Harrison Avenue, DBS is coming to the district office. We will be refurbishing that building this summer. That's 8 classes next year. But we still need to take a look and plan out for how we're going to address the need for more classroom space in the future. So that is definitely incorporated into this, and that is certainly goals that that the team has, and that I certainly have in achievement with this. Okay, if there aren't any other questions, I would like to move on to our professional development plan presentation. And with that, I will turn that back over to Dr. Kern.
Thank you, Dr. Tony. So I have for you tonight a very brief synopsis of our professional development plan for the 2022-2023 school year. So as you can see, this committee also is made up of a variety of stakeholders, including administrators, teachers, and other faculty members. So here you'll see our new Riverhead Central School District vision and mission statement. So the professional development plan encompasses the following areas. The team needs data analysis for professional development plans, student needs assessment sources that were used, teacher need assessment sources used, district resources, implementation plan for professional development, an evaluation plan, CTLA providers, our mentoring program. We refer to it now as our New Professionals Institute, and a statement of assurance. So tonight I just wanted to focus on our focus areas for next year. So content area teachers are encouraged to attend professional development related to their content areas to further develop strategies and align with the New York State standards and content area standards. Specific focus for the 2022-2023 school year includes our MTSS plan, instructional strategies for English language learners, phonics instruction, K-6 reading instruction, K-6 math instruction, K-6 science instruction, K-12 instructional strategies, K-12 strategies for co-teachers, ENL, and students with disabilities, the integration of educational technology, software and resources, social emotional learning and mindfulness, restorative practices and restorative justice, diversity, equity, and inclusivity, which I think you'll be hearing more about tonight, New York State updated next generation learning standards in ELA, math, social studies, science, world language, and fine arts. Curriculum mapping will be continuing to map our curriculum, scope and sequence for each grade level and department with vertical alignment, and ultimately the creation of curriculum guides for K-6. So there are several activities that support professional development, and you can see them here. I'll share them with you just briefly. Faculty-led collegial circles, consultant-led workshops, new professionals orientation that happens in August, new professionals institute, which is ongoing with collegial circles, administrative workshops, administrator facilitated professional development. Certainly we thank our leaders for sharing their knowledge and expertise. We thank our faculty members for sharing their knowledge and expertise over the year. We conduct book studies, attendance at local, regional, national training workshops and conferences, summer curriculum projects. We're running some summer professional development institutes this summer, curriculum mapping, curriculum mentoring, faculty meetings, grade level and department meetings, which usually incorporate the discussion of best practices. Turnkey training, superintendent's conference days, which we're currently planning for our 2 conference days in September, professional learning communities, and parent university. So that's it in a nutshell for our professional development plan. I do welcome any questions that the board may have.
I don't know if that has to do with the professional development plan or what, but who decided to change the mission statement? We had a very strong positive mission statement, and I just don't know why it needed to be changed.
So that's a good question. Certainly when the committee met to work on strategic plan, that was something that the committee discussed and wanted to kind of refocus the mission statement and the vision. And so if the strategic plan is adopted tonight, that would be the statement which would have to go into the professional development plan. So that's why it's reflecting with the strategic plan.
The existing mission statement, I just want to read it. The mission of the Riverhead Central School District is to inspire and academically empower all students to become tomorrow's leaders by developing their unique gifts and potential, providing an environment that fosters integrity, creativity, and respect, and ensuring that our students become successful, probably contributing members of our community. I think it ends that way. I think that's how it is printed in the district office. The new mission statement is in partnership with our community. We empower students to reach their highest potential for social, emotional, and academic success. I appreciate the effort, but I feel it's lacking. I think the initial original mission statement that we have really speaks to our school, our staff, our students, and the community. So I don't know if there's anything that can be adjusted to maybe incorporate both, because it would be a shame to take out some of the characteristics and just definition that we have currently.
And I am worried that we're just changing it for the fact to make a change. And I see that happening in other places. We shouldn't change just to say we made a change.
I certainly understand both of your response to this. I think that the committee wanted to have a statement that is more to the point and a little more powerful in that respect, really focus on social, emotional, and academic success. Certainly, if the board did want to vote and accept the document and have it amended to reflect the original mission statement, that's certainly the board's prerogative, and I believe Congress will be able to help guide the board with the change in the resolution.
Yeah, I don't know my mic, I don't know why, but I just want to say, yes, and I appreciate the consideration. I think that it's pretty simple. If the social, emotional words need to be incorporated, we can certainly add that to the strong, powerful mission that we have today. That I can see hanging in your conference room. Like I know it, we've considered a few times to look at it, and we've never voted to change it. So I've never voted to change it. So.
Okay, so as we move along to our next item, this item has been near and dear to Ms. Cohen's heart. She's been working with the equity team for quite a long time now, I would say. So I'm going to be turning this over to her as doing the presentation on the equity plan.
Thank you, Dr. Tornatore. And yes, diversity, equity, and inclusivity has been something that we've worked on for the past 2 years. I'm very proud of the efforts and the efforts of everyone in this room tonight that are going to be presenting. So first, I'd like to thank the Board of Education for allowing us to present this evening. And as I said, this work is a product of our diversity and cross-cultural task force that consists of staff, students, and community members. And they're dedicated to providing equity and access for all Riverhead students. So again, thank you to the subcommittee members who are joining us this evening and for all of your work throughout this process. I'd also like to thank all of the members of the Diversity and Cross-Cultural Task Force. I also want to give special thanks to our administrators who facilitated this work, who are here with us this evening, Denise Stevenson, Dr. Maria Casanassa, and Jean Marie Mazzafarro. While the equity plan provides goals, actions, and direction for multiple years, tonight's presentation focuses on some of the year one goals and examples of implementation actions for the 22-23 school year. The complete plan is on tonight's agenda for the board's consideration and potential adoption. As with any meaningful plan, the equity plan should continue to be reviewed throughout each school year to ensure best practices and identify goals that are the most appropriate for our students and for the district. So to begin the presentation, I'd like to invite Mr. James Banks to the podium.
Good evening. Before I begin responding to what I have before me, I just would like to make a recommendation, if I can. I'm always trying to add something. And that is when we talk about celebrating the month of June, that we make sure we include Juneteenth, which was announced last year as a national holiday and should be included when we talk about the month of June, if I might add that. Good evening again. My name is James Banks, and I am the college-wide coordinator of multicultural affairs for Suffolk County Community College. I'm also the co-chair and vice president of the African American Educational and Cultural Festival of Riverhead. And I'm also the consultant to the Center for Social Justice and Human Understanding. And I give you that not to expound on my resume, but just to let you know that that's probably why I'm still single. And I like long walks on the beach. I'd like to thank the Riverhead Board of Education of the Riverhead Central School District for giving us the opportunity to present this plan to all of you. I better put my glasses on. Oh, that's much better. Present this plan to all of you, the community and other stakeholders. As I said, my name is James Banks, and I am co-chair and vice president of the African American Educational and Cultural Festival of Riverhead. Didn't click it. Okay. I was also one of the original members of the Diversity and Cross-Cultural Task Force that was started by the esteemed Christine Tona, who I understand is leaving us. Let's give her a little love, too. Tonight, our presentation will be an overview of the product of our labors to provide a plan and template for valuing the rich diversity within the Riverhead Central School District. The 4 principles of this plan will be presented to you by members of our subcommittee. Went back. The Equity Plan Subcommittee has been meeting for the past year. I'd like to thank and take a moment to recognize the members of the subcommittee that worked on that plan. I'd like to read their names. The Diversity and Cross-Cultural Task Force Subcommittee consisted of Penelope Borum, Mr. Lawrence Street, Matthew Eager, Veronica Galliard, Kiara Chabla Saramento, I get it right, okay, Jennifer Solomon, myself, Salim Masood, Carter Richardson, Leslie Pacheco Pineda, and with support from Amanda Chansing, BOCES Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusivity, and Dr. Maria Casamasa, Jean Marie Masafero, and Denise Stevenson, who were wonderfully supplemental and supportive in our process and helped us to get to where we want to go. I'd like to, at this point, take the time to invite to read about the first principle, Mr. Lawrence Street.
Good evening. Okay. Principle 1, welcoming and affirming environment. We strive to create a space where people are represented, reflected, and treated with respect and dignity. My name is Larry Street. I'm a staff member, but I'm not a staff member because my last day with the district, I was a sub, long-time sub. I think it was maybe a couple of weeks ago. Okay, I moved on to Economic Opportunity Council of Suffolk. It's my new position, well, my new job, actually. But I'm still a stakeholder because I'm the president of the Eastern Long Island branch of the NAACP. And I will be speaking on Principle 1, the welcoming and affirming environment. Okay. Year one goal, recognize how prejudice and implicit bias manifest in our school community by uncovering underlying problems and developing strategies to address them. Example, present workshops, learning opportunities to unpack key vocabulary and concepts from New York State Education Department Culturally Responsive Sustained Education Framework. Principle one focuses on school climate, and at Riverhead, we are striving to create a space where people are represented, reflected, and treated with respect and dignity. In doing so, we ensure all stakeholders are aware of explicit and implicit bias through professional learning to promote self-awareness and to sustain a welcome and affirming environment for all. I may not be part of the staff anymore, but I am part of the community, so you will be hearing from me. Next, we have Leslie Pacheco, who will be presenting Principle 2.
I'm Leslie. I am an 11th grader at Riverhead High School. I've enjoyed being part of the Equity Committee. Principle 2, higher expectations and rigorous instruction. We strive to foster an environment that is academically rigorous and intellectually challenging, while also considering the different ways the students learn. Our goal in the first year is to work together to develop tools that help students persevere and develop resilience in difficult social and academic situations. One of the ways that we can do this is to train teachers and students to have a growth mindset so that they see the challenges and failures as opportunities to grow. I'd like to introduce Ms. Gallard, who will tell you about Principle 3.
Good evening. My name is Veronica Galliard, or you guys can call me Ronnie Galliard. I am the 8th grade art teacher at Riverhead Middle School. And for Principle 3, I will be discussing inclusive curriculum and assessment. So we strive to elevate historically marginalized voices that includes opportunities to learn about power and privilege while empowering learners to be agents of positive social change. So some of the programs that we're considering using are Teaching Tolerance, the Black Research Collective, the Immigrant Experience, etc. Okay. So like for our year one goal, research curriculum resources that address multiple perspectives of cultures and backgrounds, the examples I previously stated would address those goals effectively. So that although this might be a topic that might be challenging, the goal is not to sow seeds of division, but rather create opportunities to understand the past, to prepare for a united future, focusing on equity and inclusion for all. So the next person that will be coming up to present today, Principle 4, is student Kira Chavla.
I'm Kira Chavla. I'm a sophomore student at Riverhead High School, and I will be discussing Principle 4, ongoing professional learning. And this principle is about how we strive to support all stakeholders in developing a critically conscious lens towards instruction, curriculum, assessment, history, culture, and institutions. The goal for this principle for year one is about connecting all types of families that we have in our community and ensuring that they are represented within the school and within professional learning communities specifically to address bias and inclusivity of all. For example, when addressing Native American culture within history classes, including members of that group within the conversation would be beneficial. To discuss the next steps is Carter Richardson.
I'm Carter Richardson, and I'm a student at Riverhead High School.
My fellow committee members have shown you the year one plans and examples of what they might look like. This year has been the development phase, and this plan above shows you the implementations of roadmaps of the equity plan. This year we will be reviewing our plan and assessing the progress and hoping to build it along the way and in the years prior. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present the plan.
And again, thank you to our subcommittee members who presented this evening. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize our three student presenters, Leslie Pacheco Pineda, Carter Richardson, and Kiara Chavez Sarmiento, as well as our Director of E&L and World Languages, Denise Stevenson. All four of them were honored by Eastern Suffolk BOCES as Equity Champions. Very well deserved. I am so proud of all of you for your dedication to this important work. I would also like to wish Ms. Stevenson well as she moves on from Riverhead. Thank you for all that you have done for the students of the Riverhead Central School District. So thank you to the Board of Education and to Dr. Tornatori for this opportunity to present the 2 years of truly a labor of love for myself as well as the people joining us this evening and many more members of the community that are not here with us this evening.
Are there any questions from the board regarding the equity presentation?
I just have quick comments. Just thank you, Ms. Stone, and everybody on the committee for all the hard work that you've been doing over the past 2 years. Over this past year, I've been able to sit in on a couple of the broader committee meetings, and it's been really wonderful to see exactly how this plan has evolved. This is not an easy subject at all. And every single person on that committee understands this. You guys have done a whole lot of work, but I just want to make sure that coming next year, especially, Ms. Tona won't be here, not forgetting that the real work begins starting next year. You guys have, I was looking over the more detailed plan a couple of days ago, and there's really fantastic stuff in here. So I'm glad that we'll be able to, pending the rest of the board's approval, start hitting the ground running. So thank you all very much.
Okay, moving on to our last presentation for this evening is the forensic audit report. So we're going to ask Mr. Bernie Smith to come up to be able to present that to the Board of Education.
Good evening. How are you? Thank you very much to the Board of Education for allowing me to be here this evening. Thank you to the administration and for allowing us to come here and present our interim report. In advance of talking about it, I do want to tell you that we received the utmost of cooperation from all of the folks that we needed to work with here at the district throughout the course of this project, which has been an ongoing project. I want to thank you for that. We have prepared it's a brief PowerPoint presentation, I promise you, and I'd like to take you through it. This is the timeline of the engagement, just giving you a sense of when it started back, when we received the letter of invite, through the RFP that was submitted, award letter, the purchase order when it was received November 1st, 2022. Obviously, there was a cyber attack at the district. Following that, we made our document request. We needed to be retained through council, so that didn't take place until almost the third week in January. Then we began the project, which considered planning and field work, etc. Let me walk you through the scope of services as was identified. Again, engaged to provide services through counseling, performance of due diligence and other related forensic accounting procedures as deemed necessary pertaining to contracting, budgeting, contract procurement, inventory, standard operating procedures, policies and regulations, and other financial activity for the period beginning June 30th, 2017 through March 31st, 2022, and any other procedures as we deem necessary as we went through that process. As in all of these kinds of engagements, it's a phased process. It starts with planning. There's a lot of planning that's done for something like this. We provided an extensive document request list for which we received a considerable amount of documentation. We looked at board meeting minutes and board docs, consideration of the accounting records as per WinCap, documentation that was received from Mr. Hines from the IT, and I want to thank you especially for your assistance. You were wonderful help. And consideration of any other information made available through the investigation process. That next phase, phase 2, is the gathering of evidence, and you can see this is about 3 slides long of all the various documents that would be encountered in an engagement of this type for our consideration and investigation as necessary, from policy manuals, organizational charts, list of board members, list of direct cell numbers, business office job descriptions, all the way through the personnel files on page 1. Again, looking at the next slide, you begin from the top with the ST3, which is the ST3, I apologize. Internal audit reports, financial statements for all of those years, any controller reports that were available, budget status reports, various budget presentations between January 17th and March of 18. W-2 statements, payroll schedule for 2021-22, payroll activity verification reports, accounts receivable reports for the fiscal year ending 2022. And again, moving on, bargaining unit agreements, employment agreements, and other additional information. At this point, it's literally thousands of pages of documents. So obviously, there's a bit of organization that comes with this, and then looking to those documents that are most relevant and germane to an investigation of this type. The next phase of the engagement is the interview process. So there's quite a few interviews that were conducted. So it started with the Executive Director of Curriculum Instruction and Professional Personnel, the District Superintendent, and then followed by those that took place. It says all board members are to correct that typo, except I apologize, Mr. Wallace, you and I did not eventually get to speak, although we spoke by phone several times. But all of the board members were interviewed, the district clerk, the Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction, the purchasing agent, the treasurer, the assistant treasurer, district director of technology, the accounts payable clerk, of course the external auditor, and other personnel as necessary. The analytical procedures consist of a review and analysis of prior year financial statements for the years ending June 30th, 2017 through June 30th, 2021. Review and analysis of budget actual results for each of those years listed above. Review of various transactions as per the document request. Now we get to the findings and observations. First and foremost, no evidence based upon the work we have performed to date to indicate any form of fraud, embezzlement, or any type of malfeasance. There remains an open issue, item 2, as to the inventory of PPE. We are still looking at this particular issue. I do believe we will resolve it. It's just, you have to understand what was going on during that time frame. And we all know it was not that long ago. When COVID hit in March of 2020, basically everyone placed at home, schools closed, businesses closed, people not operating. Then there is a scramble for PPE. Everyone is looking to buy PPE wherever they can. I happen to chair the board of a hospital that's local to here. We had to make various purchases of PPE as well. We are comfortable with the documentation we have looked at from a purchasing perspective. Happy to answer any questions that anyone may have about that. We are just trying to pin down the inventory of that document, of those items that were purchased. So we'll come back to that at some later juncture. The personnel who are responsible for maintaining the financial reporting and other related aspects of the district are well-trained and highly capable in regard to their respective positions. We should be very proud of that. So let's talk about this concept of the deputy superintendent, assistant superintendent for business, and the deputy purchasing agent, which is the true title of the subject matter.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Please.
Could you please reread the first finding?
I'm sorry?
Can you please reread the first finding?
The first finding. There's no evidence based upon the work we have performed to date to indicate any form of fraud, embezzlement, or any type of malfeasance.
Thank you.
So I want to talk to you about the role of the deputy superintendent. I know we're joined by counsel tonight, so I think he would confirm this as well. There are very few deputy superintendents at school districts. There are 124 school districts, 56 in Nassau, 68 in Suffolk, and of that, there are about 10% of those that have a deputy. So it's more of an exception than the norm to have a deputy superintendent, and typically all the various duties and responsibilities are distributed amongst the other members of the cabinet. So you can see what I've outlined here, the main responsibilities of what needs to be done by someone who is the assistant superintendent for business is financial management. I'm sorry, one other comment I'm going to make. Most of the deputy superintendents are not business officials. They are typically in the C&I area, curriculum and instruction. So it's even more rare to have a business official as a deputy superintendent. And again, this is based on my own experience of my clients and what we deal with in terms of the population of school districts here on Long Island and Westchester as well. So the main responsibilities on the financial management side is really maintaining the budget. It's probably the most important, and I think I see Faith Calioni here, she would agree. The most important function of the business official is to manage the budget, and that is absolutely quintessential. And the financial reporting, the day-to-day aspects of the operating components of the district, including transportation, school lunch, etc. In actuality, these responsibilities for the person that was in charge and was the deputy was well beyond this. This included human resources, negotiations, buildings and grounds, security, and numerous other responsibilities that were assumed during the process. Now, what we gleaned from the interviews, from looking at documents, was an environment of seeming discontent, conflict within the business office, and disenchantment. What I could say to you about it is I think it comes about, and I can't speak exactly because I tried to piece this together as to how the business official became the deputy superintendent. But over time, he had so many responsibilities. These responsibilities grew over that time frame, and things like HR, which should be part of, not part of financial management, and this all occurred, it appeared, during the tenure of two other superintendents, and of course, the 1 year as the interim for Christine Tona. So what I would say to you is that the level of responsibility for this and for managing all of these duties and responsibilities as a deputy is very large. And in my view, based upon the work that we have done, my firm has done, this is largely what the issue was. This caused a lot of discontent within the office, lots of conflict, some potential disgruntlement amongst the folks that work there, and in turn led to performance issues and problems within the office. A business official needs to stick to the business official duties. When I work with business officials, they stay to financial reporting, to managing the budget, and managing the financial aspects of the district. Your district, on the financial side, runs very well. You have a very good treasurer, you have an excellent purchasing agent, and you have excellent people in accounts payable and payroll. You have experienced people. I have many clients right now who are struggling to find those experienced people. You have them, and fortunately, you're going to go into the next year because I have been working with the new superintendent on the restructuring of the business office. but you're going to move into the next year having some very good people to hit the ground running as you begin your next school year. So, as we move forward, what I've made is some recommendations for best practices for the business operations within the school district. This is based upon the analysis, inclusive of all our interviews, the review of documents, and the performance of analytical procedures to date. These are the following recommendations. Pursuant to state ed law, the chief executive officer of the school district is the superintendent. The chief fiscal officer is the board president. And the chief financial officer is the assistant superintendent for business. Okay? What I'm saying to you is that my opinion is that this was out of balance. We had one person who had too many responsibilities. And I don't think it was perhaps any fault of his own. It just happened over time, over various administrations, so as to have so many responsibilities that it caused some other issues within the district. So from an internal control perspective, you really need to have the proper structure. The various job duties and responsibilities must be clearly delineated and adhered to through the Ed Law 1709. District clerk, treasurer, and claims order are all outlined within Section 1709. The roles of accountant, account clerk, meaning accounts payable, payroll, and benefits must be defined and described accordingly. And again, the best practice is to train personnel to perform other duties other than those within the department. This is something that your district has been very good at accomplishing, so you should be very proud of that. Most of the people in the district know how to perform the job duties of others. This was encountered this past year when Francis Guerrero, a long and obviously well-loved employee within the business office, was out for almost 6 months. Now, it wasn't easy from talking to Faith to get the accounts payable issues resolved, but you got through it. And largely you got through it because you had good people that could back up your folks. So what I've done is I've given you a picture of the ideal setup of what your district should look like from an org chart perspective, putting in mind that the president of the board is the chief fiscal officer and the superintendent being the CEO with the assistant superintendent being the CFO. Your prior org chart had so much of the weight of the organization slanted toward the deputy superintendent. I think a large part, when you looked at the sheer amount of responsibility, it was large, okay? And at one point, I know there was a suggestion to try to eliminate a position and him taking on another one, being the purchasing agent. I just don't know how it could have been done. It did not make any sense to me when I looked at that. So, what again I'd like to do is thank you for allowing us to perform this engagement. This is an interim report. We have some next steps to perform, which are based on the next slide. We will discuss that with you and the superintendent after a later date from this meeting. Again, I want to thank you for allowing us to perform this engagement. I will thank you for being so supportive of us during this process, and certainly I would entertain any questions you may have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just a few more items to share. I had the pleasure of attending the 20th annual valedictorian recognition, and I can tell you it was just a very moving event because to me it's so important that we do recognize academic achievement and our students. So it was just a lovely event to be a part of. And I also attended the memorial dedication for Mr. Anderson. I want to thank Mr. Cohen for all the work that he did in putting that together. It's truly moving. I had the honor of attending the Riverhead Middle School Awards Night ceremony, as well as the high school award ceremony for the academic awards. It was really great to see students recognized for their hard work. I had the pleasure of attending the chamber concert. It was a truly moving and an enjoyable experience. Our students did a great job.
I also want to share too that one of our students received the prestigious Dave Award, and that's David Lilly Sumwell. This is truly a very important recognition that she is honored for. So I'm just constantly astounded with every time her name seems to keep coming up in all of her achievements. So she's really a wonderful student. We also have our spring athletic accolades to share. Very quickly, I just wanted to share the averages for the teams. The baseball team had a 96 average, softball had 100%, boys lacrosse had 95, girls lacrosse had 102, boys spring track also did well. The girls spring track was a 98 average, boys tennis 91, girls golf 106, unified basketball was 98. And we had many individual scholar athletes who received a 90 or above as well. So really kudos to them and the hard work and dedication they put in not just to athletics but to their academics as well. I had the pleasure of meeting with the class in room 215 at Pulaski as we experienced the Riverhead Cap March. It was a really wonderful day. People came out from all over. We had a lot of elected officials who joined us as well, and we had several board members who were also in attendance with that. So that was really quite a moving experience. And last but not least, I did want to share that we have our moving up ceremonies for our students in the elementary schools, in our intermediate school, and our middle school, as well as we have the high school graduation on Friday, June 24th. So we are looking to celebrate our students' success.
Okay, I just want to thank all the community members and staff members and students who took part in all those committees to put all those plans together. Thank you. It seems like it was a lot of work. So moving forward, we're going to go to consent agenda, please. You have a motion? Motion, Chris, thank you. Second? Second, Brian, thank you. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. No whole business, I don't think.
Okay, so for those of you who did come out tonight, who are waiting to hear officially that your tenure has been voted on by the Board of Education, I congratulate you, and when I say your name, please stand up so we can finally cheer you tonight and celebrate you. So the first person is Corinne Anselmo, elementary teacher, tenure, August 31st, 2022. Congratulations. Liliana Barnes, elementary teacher, August 31st, 2022. Raul Cardenas, Spanish teacher, August 31st, 2022. Amanda Estevez, reading teacher, August 31st, 2022. Anna Manis Lopez, English and Reading Honors, August 31st, 2022. Paul Paredes, science teacher, August 31st, 2022. Nicole Taylor, assistant principal, Riverhead High School, August 1st, 2022. And last but not least, Kyle Tripek, elementary teacher, August 31st, 2022. Congratulations to all of you for close to a long career for you in the Riverhead High School District.
I didn't second. Mr. Dawn made a motion and Mr. Conway. All right, I can't see the fourth one. She's fixing it. Thank you. Congratulations to all those who received tenure tonight. So we're going to move forward with new business. Letter A is approval of annual employment contracts for 2022 through 2023. I have a motion, please. Thank you, Perez. Second. Thank you, Brian. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Thank you. Motion passes. Letter B, approval of 2022-2023 salary schedule for non-contract role employees. Have a motion, please? Motion, thank you. Tom. Thank you, Therese, for a second. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. Letter C, approval of funding reserves. Have a motion, please? Motion. Thank you, Brian. Second. Thank you, Colin. All in favor? Okay. Approval, letter D, approval of CSEA contract for 2021 through 2025. Have a motion? Thank you, Colin. Second. Thank you, Therese. Any cares or concerns? Not seeing any. Motion passes. Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor? All right. Letter E, approval of our collective bargaining agreement. Motion, thank you, Mr. Jones. Thank you, Therese. Any cares or concerns? Not seeing any. All in favor? Motion passes. All right, letter F, letter F is approval of memorandum agreement. You have a motion? Thank you, Colin. Second? Thank you, Therese. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. So letter G is going to be approval of the 5-year plan with an amendment to the district mission statement as follows, and Mr. Starr is going to read that.
The mission of the Riverhead Center.
The mission of the Riverhead Central School District is to inspire and academically empower all students to become tomorrow's leaders by developing their unique gifts and potential, providing an environment that fosters integrity, creativity, and respect, and ensuring that our students become successful, contributing citizens in a global community.
Can I have a motion, please? Thank you, Therese. Second? Second, Mr. Dora has amended. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. So letter H is approval of professional development plan with the inclusion of the amended mission statement. Can I have a motion? Motion. Thank you, Collins. Second? Thank you, Therese. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. Letter I is approval of professional development plan. Motion, please. Thank you, Therese. Second. Thank you, Colin. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. J is approval of equity plan, DEI. Can I have a motion? Thank you, Colin. Second. Thank you, Brian. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Thank you. K is abolishment of director of ELA position. Motion, please. Thank you, Brian. Second. Second. Thank you, Chris. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? All right. Here we go. Letter L is authorization to dispose of voter ballots from various bond and school budget votes on election of board members. Can I have a motion, please? Thank you, sir. Second. Thank you, Colin. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. And is going to be approval of memorandum of agreement. Motion, please. Thank you, Therese. Second. Second. Thank you, Chris. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. And is going to be approval of intermunicipal agreements. Motion, please. Thank you, Therese. Second. Thank you, Colin. Any cares or concerns? Approval? Motion to approve. All right, pass. Oh, it's approval of service agreement. Motion, please. Thank you, Therese. Second. Thank you, Colin. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Motion passes. P is going to be approval of contracts. Motion, please. Thank you, Therese. Second. Thank you, Colin. Any cares or concerns? All in favor? Okay.
I will be voting no on this. Again, I think it's just a point where we're changing, the need to change, the want to change. At some point, loyalty did matter something around here. So I'll be voting no.
So all in favor? And so that's 4, 3 yes and opposed, or no? Just Chris. All right. Motion passes. So, approval of renewal contract. Hugh, thank you. Therese, second. Thank you, Tom. Any cast of concern? All in favor? Motion passes. R is going to be approval of Regents Way. Can I have a motion, please? Thank you, Colin. Second. Second. Any comment, Mr. Dole?
Yes, I think this is great that we're doing it for this year, but I really wholeheartedly believe that this should be done every year. There is no reason that a 3-hour exam should count the same as 10 weeks of coursework. It is also a scale score, and scale scores are not a percentage score. So if a student gets an 85 on a region, it's not 85%. So I don't know how we can average that into a percentage of the grade. It's great that we're doing it this year, but it should be removed every year. And I know teachers are concerned that kids won't take this seriously, but the tests are still required to graduate. So the kids will still have to take them seriously in order to get a diploma. So we need to take the percentage, the weighting off these exams.
Thank you for your comments. All in favor of the motion? All, everybody has approved. S is approval of performance rights funding source. Motion? Thank you, Tom. Second. Thank you, Therese. Any cast of concern? All in favor? Motion passes. T, approval of ed law. Motion? Thank you, Therese. Second. Thank you, Colin. Any cast of concern? All in favor? Motion passes. U, second reading of revised budget policies. Motion. Oh, board policies, I'm sorry. Budget policy. Motion from Chris, second. Second, Therese. Any cast of concern? All in favor? Motion passes. Do we have any board members that or committee reports? No committee reports, right? All right, so board members.
I'd just like to mention that I attended the lacrosse alumni game last Saturday. It was a great day. It was a lot of fun. Everybody had fun. It was great to see our alumni coming out and playing again. It was for a great cause, and I would like to see our other sports that are capable of having their alumni come back and play. I understand football will be impossible, but soccer, basketball, girls lacrosse, definitely girls lacrosse. It'd be great to see all our alumni come back and have fun and play another day.
Thank you. Any other board members?
Yeah, I just want to congratulate the Riverhead High School Blue Masks on their great wins at the Teenie Awards a couple weeks ago. Really made the fine arts program here at Riverhead proud. And then just congratulations once again to all of the teachers who are retiring, moving to other districts, the 10-year appointments, and every single student who's going to be graduating. Since this is the last meeting of the school year, the end of my first year on the board, what I did was entirely what I expected, but it's been a really great experience so far, and I can't wait to work with these wonderful board members and administrators for the next 2 years.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything? No. All right, Lisa, we have a message from the RCFA.
Yes. The RCFA would like to congratulate our teachers on getting tenure. Thank you for the longest RCFA president.
Okay, thank you. So now we're going to open up the floor to the public. Just remember, it's going to be a 20-minute time limit, and if you can hold your comments to 3 minutes. I know we have a couple send-ins. We're gonna, Mr. Rand, we're gonna do the send-in first and then we'll go to the floor. Thank you.
The first is from Cindy McLeod from Jamesport. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Toner for everything she has done for Riverhead. You were amazing at taking the helm during the pandemic, as well as the other challenges that were left for you to handle. Thank you for taking control and leading our district in a positive direction. You took time out of your busy schedule to personally respond to phone calls and personally answer emails, which showed you truly cared how we parents felt. I know I speak for many when I say that we will miss you and wish you the best of luck. Your new school district is very lucky to have you as their new superintendent. Have a great summer and thank you once again. The next from Allison Matway from Rainy River. I would like to thank the district for reconsidering its decision regarding the weighting of Regents examinations in final grade. Adopting a do no harm policy is the best decision for our kids and will go a long way towards alleviating all the pressure they are under. I am grateful that if this is approved, the grades will only count if they benefit a student. Thanks to Mr. O'Hara, Dr. Contori, Dr. Kerner, the teachers, parents, and anyone else who helped make this happen. I truly hope the Board of Education trustees see fit to support this decision and our kids' mental health. Enjoy the rest of the school year and have a wonderful summer. And that's the last one.
Okay, very good.
And Mr. Rand's gonna give you the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rand here. I just want to say it's been a great night for Riverhead. This is a great board meeting. You should all be very proud of the audit findings, from all the recognition to all of our teachers and our great staff tonight. It's been a pleasure to sit here. The kids have been good. But my son William will be going to Pulaski 5th and 6th grade next year. I really wish we had that board meeting at that facility, at that school tonight. It's a beautiful school, let me tell you. The faculty, the staff, the security, all amazing. Very family felt. I felt very welcomed by the principal, who I hope is staying for a very long time. But the building itself needs some help. I know you got a 5-year plan, and I love it. I really do. I think it's great. But I think we got 4 months, so 800 more students go back to that school, and I really think that this board and some of the staff, the maintenance and security, should take a good look around that school and see what we could do to improve it. The staff there is amazing, and what they're doing, what they have, is absolutely great. And I'm happy to have William going there, but I'm going to have William go there where it's safe and it's clean and it's great. It needs a little uplifting. It needs some better security doors, some better cameras. The auditorium, there's some fascia coming down that's not being held up by anything. I noticed that as we were meeting the staff and the principal there. I was looking around, and it's an old building. I understand that, but it needs a facelift. It needs a little help over there. It would go a long way with that school. I think that's something the board should look at. Number 2, I had the pleasure of the final couple of days at PTO at Phillips Avenue, and we had a wonderful field day. It was amazing, and we have a great security guard by the name of Mr. Curry there. Mr. Curry has filled Mr. Crump's shoes while he is moonlighting at the middle school. Mr. Curry has been thorough with his work. He knows everybody there. He knows the camera angles, and it just came to me, Crump and Curry, the mega team. Think about it. Just think about that. Crump and Curry, the greatest security team you could ever have at Phillips Avenue. Now, Mr. Crump is needed back at Phillips Avenue. As you know, we're losing our matriarch, #1 fighter at that school, Mrs. Rogers, and I think personally that Mr. Crump and Mr. Curry will be a great fit to kind of fill in and help the new doctor coming in to recognize and understand how we run things at Phillips Avenue. We're going to need Mr. Crump back, and we need Mr. Curry. I like him. He's good. He really is. He's on it, and I don't want him to shuffle on to somebody else. I want to keep him there. But again, I think everybody really, really did a great job tonight. I'm very, very proud of this board and where we started with this whole thing with Mr. Crump. I've open my eyes to what you guys do, and I'm here to support you. If you need anything at all, I'm right here every board meeting from here on out. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron. Just so you know, we do have some capital projects planned for the school this year.
Okay. Well, it's just, you know, when I went there for the meeting, it was just a little eye-opening. You know, we're going from Phillips Avenue, we're going to a new school, and they said it's 800 students in there. And I was like, wow, I don't know how you guys are doing it. And they had it down to a science. They really did. They from the security to the custodians to the teachers, everybody there had a mission. And it's family oriented, but I think that they need a little help. I think they need all of us. If that board meeting was there tonight and you saw the condition, you'd be like, okay, this is the first place we're going to do our 5-year plan. We're going to come here first. And you know, it's something funny. I just want to mention about how you get the community together. Riverhead is an amazing community of hardworking people. Flanders especially, we are trade oriented there. There are so many great tradesmen in this district. From plumbers to electricians to low voltage wiring to electricians. You know, this movement guys, these guys aren't getting it done. You can call us and we will help you fix this school up better than it's ever fixed up. If you really want to say 5-year plan and have the community involved, that's the way to do it. Have the workers come and help, because there's nothing like a hardworking dad that wants to come and make this place better for his kids. I know I'll run wires for security cameras. Free of charge. I'd be happy to if it's going to make my child a safer place. And I think there's a lot of hardworking dads and moms out there that will come and help fix up our schools. We don't need anybody else. We got to depend on Riverhead, and that's what we do. When we stick together, we get it done. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Thank you, guys.
Very good, thank you.
Good evening, Yolanda Thompson, Baden Hollow. I actually had some questions on some of the agenda items. I was way in the back earlier. I didn't want to take the half-mile truck up to the podium before. I have a question about contracts under $10,000 approved and executed by the superintendent. This one is a consultant agreement with Keeping Your Books. Could someone explain to me what this company does? Why we are hiring them for consultant services?
So Ms. Thompson, that's a really excellent question that you bring up. As the business office is transitioning, our purchasing agent is going to be assuming the title of the treasurer position, and there's certainly more professional development that we need to offer so that she is successful in that position. We do have a new assistant superintendent for business as well. We're going to need to hire a purchasing agent. So there have been a lot of changes in the business office, but that is one way which we want to support the business office and its success.
Okay. I happened to do a little quick Google search on my own too, and I did see that the services that they offer: accounts payables, receivables, inventory preparation, bank reconciliation, just to name a few things that they have on here. In listening to Mr. Smith's presentation, it sounded like he made it very clear that we have very capable people that are already performing these job functions, that are currently doing these functions, and it sounds, according to his report, that they're doing a very good job and that they're also capable of training other people. So I found it kind of odd that we are hiring this firm. And that was another question I had too. The name of the authorized agent was redacted, or not even printed on the contract. I understand that a signature may need to be redacted because you don't want to have someone forging signatures. However, the name of the person who signed the actual contract, their name is not even listed on there. The other contracts have a signature, and they also have the person's name printed underneath. So that's something maybe for the board to consider when you put a contract on there, have the person's name who is signing the agreement with the board president. But yeah, that was my question, is why we're hiring more consultants when Mr. Smith clearly said that we have employees that are capable of these job functions. And another thing that I noticed in this contract agreement too is that they're going to be reporting to the principal of the high school. If this is for the business office, why would this individual be reporting to the high school principal?
So to address the first part of your statement, we do have several retirees in the business office. So that's why, even though Mr. Smith had shared that the current employees are well versed, since we are having that changeover starting on July 1st, that's why we need that additional support. In reference to the item that you're sharing, perhaps after the meeting we could look that over, because I would have that same.
Yeah, it's item number 8. It says the consultant shall report to the principal of Riverhead High School for the purpose of work under this agreement. I found that out because I was thinking the same thing, that these functions would be more of the business office functions, and why would it entail the principal of the high school? So maybe that's something else that needs to be corrected in the contract.
Yes, yes, we will definitely look that over. Thank you so much.
Okay. And then my other question was on the approved contracts. I saw some RFPs, requests for proposals. Obviously, these are for professional services. They're not subject to the lowest bid provision. The board know what that is? When you take bids and they're not subject to the lowest bidder provision because they're for professional services. I saw 3, the opening dates were May 5th, 2022, and the ones that I'm questioning are for the internal auditor, Milwaukee Smith, external auditor, and I see Wershia and Wershia. So my question is, are these 3 firms replacing the firms that we currently are retained with? Because we currently use Ingram & Smith, for example, so we now retaining Wershia and Wershia.
So to answer your question, yes, they are replacing the external, internal auditors.
Okay, so they're replacing, we're not hiring more firms in addition to the firms that we currently have.
That is correct.
Okay, glad to see that we're making some changes here. Okay, and then I have a question on the MOU between the Riverhead Central School District and the Riverhead Administrators Association. In reading through the amendments for their contract, I have a question on item J, board agenda. It says the contract shall be amended to reflect that the association shall be permitted to have a place on the agenda of public board meetings. So we're now giving an additional, we're going to add an additional speaking slot. The RCFA has a speaking slot. So now the administrators union, the administrators association is also going to be given a speaking slot?
Yes.
Okay. So now we have RCFA is going to speak first. Now we have the administrators union. Where does it leave the public?
Well, so the 40-minute public section.
Okay. Well, the reason why I'm asking is because I looked at about 6 different school districts. Westington Beach, Shore, Wading River, Williamford, Longwood, Mattatuck, Cutchogue. None of those school districts, I looked at their agendas, there are no special speaking slots for any union. It's just all one public, or some call them citizens time to speak. Why are we giving unions a special slot on the agenda to speak? Why is it just not one slot for the public to approach the podium? Why can't they just approach the podium, just say, I'm speaking on behalf of the president of such and such union or whatever, and I'd like to address the board? Why do we have to give them specific slots? Is that something they request in the bargaining, or is that something that the board offers to?
That was something they requested. The teachers unions had a spot for years on here, long before any of us were on the board. And the other one that you read tonight, they requested it and we granted it.
I'm just
it's not going to take away from the public comment.
Why is it necessary? I'm just trying to understand why is it necessary?
They asked for it, we granted it, and like I said, it's not going to take away from the public comment time.
It's not
going to take away from the public comment time. We grant 20 minutes.
It kind of does because
it does not.
Because we have to wait. We have to wait our turn to speak before those 2 entities. They have first. They get to approach the podium first. They already have a seat at the table with the Board of Education. They already get to speak with you guys.
Nobody said we're wrong.
We as a public don't. We as a public don't. This is our only time, really, to address the board publicly.
Okay.
It's not equal. It's not the same. I have to sit and wait. I have to sit and wait 2 more slots before it's time for the public to approach the podium.
Mr. Thompson, this is our business meeting, and we grant the public 20 minutes to speak, 3 minutes to spot. We don't have to allow that, but we do.
And I'm trying to explain to you also that no other school district does it. So
Well,
I don't
we do
understand
it.
why the Riverhead Central School District Board of Education has to do it.
I believe originally, I believe the union was given, the teachers union was given the right because we do have a policy, you have to be a member of the community to speak at the podium, to come up. And the president of the teachers union was not from Riverhead community. So for her to address the board, it wasn't possible because she wasn't a resident.
Mr. Doyle, are you familiar with the Committee on Open Government on the Open Meetings Law? There is no law that says that you must be a resident of the community to speak at the board meeting. There is no law that says that. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to read some of their case law. A non-resident is permitted to speak at the podium. And the reason for that being is that that non-resident may have a business in the district. They may have an interest in the district. You don't know that. And they're called a public meeting for a reason. It's open to the general public. So you as a board do not have the right to restrict or require that someone be a resident of the community. So I encourage you to do some more research on that.
I'm just saying, when I was a teacher in the
Or
district,
speak with counsel on that because you're wrong.
when I was a teacher in the district, that was the reason, and because it was Ms. LaRosa, who was not a resident, and she could not speak at the podium. I don't know if it's been changed since then, but that was our policy back then.
Yeah, I'm a little bit familiar with the history. I'm familiar with it. And I'm also curious to see why I've been attending these meetings for over 10 years and the administrative union has never asked for a speaking slot before. Why now? It's just, it's just so out of, it's curious. That's all. I'm not trying to impute wrong motives to anyone. I have no agenda with anyone. I have no animus towards anyone. Just asking questions because I read and I do my homework. Thank you.
Great, thank you for your comment. Ms. Thompson, sorry, Mr. President, also, Ms. Thompson, I did speak with Dr. Turka, and we are going to recognize the top vocational student at graduation, and I've also asked to have them put with next year to the press with the valedictorian and salutatorian also.
Thank you. I was going to ask that, but I wanted to give someone else an opportunity.
Yeah, but I just wanted to let you know that, I did push for that.
Thank you, Mr. Dorr, because those kids deserve that. When my son went to BOCES, he also got a special distinction, not through the Board of Education, and I was on the board, but through his diploma. Those kids work twice as hard coming to Riverhead and then going on to BOCES. So they actually do quite a nice job. Why I'm here is I just wanted to bring up that when I was on the board, I took a lot of educational courses. And I became a master boardmanship with my 400 credits. And I think that it's time that the Board of Education members start taking some of these classes at their convenience, only because what happened with the forensic auditor, speaking about the gentleman that had all these hats. When I was on the board, there was a woman that wore 5 hats. That superintendent of schools, I said to him, you cannot have someone wear 5 hats. And with 5 hats, she got more money. Money. And what happened was, it all fell apart. So me being very proactive on the board, went to speak to the superintendent and the board. I don't see that here. So, not that you're bossing anyone, but the president is the fiscal officer. He said, that's top banana, that you're responsible. Then you're responsible for your members. And I encourage you to take those courses. I took them all, I worked all day. I worked in Greenport. I went up to Westbury. I went up to Albany. I went all over. I took all these courses on my time, Saturdays and Sundays. And I learned an awful lot, and I learned you can't wear five hats. That's where you learn about the fiscal auditing. You learn all this stuff so that you are prepared for the internal, external, and the forensic auditor. I didn't understand what what he meant. Is it the PPE is the problem? Was the question here on the board? Was the PPE problem? That there was no, I guess, no finance part of it or significant, the paperwork on it. I'm just trying, because I'm going to file. I have to file, and I'm going to write to the state, because that if there's anything wrong with the PPE and there is monies that are not accounted for, or you still have and you're not spending it correctly, you need to give it back to New York State. We can't just have this money hanging around. You have to use it for our children. And that's what I believe. We're here for our kids first. We're not here for anyone else. We're here for all these kids to have a decent education. And make sure that when you are on the board, that you take an interest into the CSE meetings. Because you know why? A lot of parents out there are not getting support. They come to these meetings and they get with the lawyers and they get knocked around. And it's not right. Kids need to if they need OT, PT, or whatever they need, or extra assistance, that's what you're here for. You're here for every kid, not a certain kid, all kids. And that's how I believe as a board member. We're here for all boards, all children in the district, all 5,800 or 6,000, how many we have now. But I encourage you to take courses so that these instances don't happen. You don't give one person all these hats, because it's going to fall apart. And then we're taxpayers. And to say that we can't talk, that we're not allowed to, yeah, we used to say that too. But you know what? One day it might backfire on you, and maybe the people will say, I'm not going to vote for the budget because you're not nice. That's not a nice thing to say. We're taxpayers, and right now we're in a terrible predicament. Our economy is down the toilet. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Dr. Tonatore, you have anything before we close?
Yes, Ms. Wallace, thank you very much. I do also want to recognize tonight is the last evening for Ms. Kelly Unoni. She has done an absolutely phenomenal job picking things up, and I want to thank her for the tireless amount of work and effort that she put in working with the business office, being such a support and an advocate for them, working with me as we developed the new budget and presented that with the 1% tax levy increase. It was really no easy undertaking, and I want to thank you so much for all of the work that you put in, and we will sorely, sorely miss you. And I wish you the best. Thank you so much.
Motion to adjourn. Motion. Thank you, Mr. Doyle. Thank you, Second Collins. Thank you. Okay, adjourn. All in favor? Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Please help support the Riverhead Central School District YouTube channel by subscribing. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, please be sure to push that subscribe button and click the bell to receive notifications. Thank you.